Hey everyone, so I'll talk about what I learned today. Uh, is what system design is and the different types of system design interviews. So, what is system design and what do they expect out of you? Generally, in system design interviews, we are expected to design the software components and define the interactions between them. A real software system usually has multiple components. Some are standalone and some depend on each other. For example, if there are two components like A and B, if they need to talk to each other, or if component A needs to talk to component B, how will that happen? What APIs will exist? What data will flow between them? What happens if something fails? And all of this is part of the design. Along with this, in a system design interview, we also discuss requirements. There are two broad types, which are referred to as functional and non-functional. So, functional requirements are the features, like if you take a chat application, something like 1:1 chat or a group chat or message delivery, read receipts, and so on are referred to as the functional requirements. And non functional requirements are something that are the quality constraints, like, performance, scalability, reliability, availability of the system, the cost, the security, etc. For example, the app has to load fast, or it should handle high traffic, it should be reliable, or we can only afford a certain cost. So, overall, system design is about designing components, their interactions, and also making trade offs between, requirements. Based on the requirements that we have, the priority of the requirements, like be it functional or non-functional, what is their priority? Is it the cost, or is it the performance, or is it the security? What is it? What are they trying to achieve? Is what we will take into consideration before even designing the system. So once we have all of that in place, we'll go on to design the components, the interactions, and so on and so forth. So now let's go into the types of system design interviews. There are usually a few common categories that people talk about. The first type is high level system design, which is the most common one, especially in big tech. Here, you are asked to design a product or a large system. For example, a chat application. Let's take a chat application. You'll start with requirements, like what are the requirements? You need to design 1:1 chat. It is a functional requirement, and adding group chat makes it more complex. Then you think through how the system should meet non functional requirements like scalability or low latency and high availability. You'll design components like users, messaging service, databases. If the load is really high, or if there is data which is redundant every time, which is pulled from databases, then we'll think about adding a cache, queues, and how they interact, all of those. And the second type of interview is infrastructure or distributed systems design interview. This is different from product design because here you'll be designing a core infrastructure building block itself. This is a building block rather than, the whole product itself. So, what are those, common building blocks that are, asked in interviews? Something like rate limiters, message brokers, or message queues, or a caching layer or a scheduler, etc. For example, a rate limiter can restrict how many times a user hit an API within a time window. If you take an example of a user trying to log into a system, uh, you are trying to limit the OTP requests so users can't keep triggering OTP repeatedly. Now, this helps with security and cost and also abuse prevention, like abusing the API. And the third type is low level design, also called as LLD, or object oriented design. This is more code and class focused. You get a problem statement, identify the objects, design classes, define relationships between them, and decide how the code structure should look like, keeping in mind the design patterns, clean APIs, extensibilities, and also best practices like clean code and everything. The fourth type is front-end design, front-end system design interview. This is common for senior front-end roles. The focus here is architecting a front-end system, like what technologies to use, how state management works, how data is fetched, how components are structured, like how do you divide the feature into components, how performance is handled, and how the UI scales as features grow. Examples like are like they can ask you to design a front end for a video editor or a spreadsheet or a large dashboard where performance and maintainability are the key. So overall, this is what I have learned today. And system design interviews test how you break down the systems, define the components, design interactions between them, and make trade offs based on functional and non functional requirements, whether it's at the product level or infrastructure level or code level or front end architecture level. All of these are not combined into one single interview, but usually these are the types of interviews that you come across when you hear about you're going to have a system design interview. Obviously they'll state which type they want, but yeah, this is the overview of the system design interviews. Thanks for watching, and let's keep learning.